You're watching the best of ExtraTime Radio on MLSsoccer.com.
The biggest news I think that we're going to talk about today is we finally saw the U.S.'s next two opponents. This morning in the first game, Algeria played Slovenia. Simon, as you predicted, Slovenia came away with the 1-0 victory. But I have to ask, did either team impress you at all?
It was a bit labored. Let's put it that way. Slovenia's win, I think, it was helped by the fact that obviously Algeria went a man down. But I think Slovenia, all teams that we've seen, except for the exception of maybe Germany and Mexico, I would put into that category, have come out and have needed some time to just get going. And I think that can be expected of several teams. And I think maybe Slovenia is not different. And this was a game that's a little weird because, they go into that game, both teams needed to win it. I think we'll see a Slovenia play very differently against the United States. And people have already started talking about it. This is a Slovenia team that's probably going to sit back, and they're comfortable doing that. They're comfortable falling back and then countering.
I agree with you that they are known for being a team that sits back and they counterattack, and they have some decent players that can get out there and run. But I think this is a team that against Algeria thought they could actually come out and overpower them and just maybe try and play with them. But they couldn't in this case, right? And so they actually, I thought Algeria did a good job of messing up what they were going to try and do, and that they should have actually played that same sit back and counterattack style.
The U.S. had a good enough performance
that?
to take 1 point from a seeded team and legit title contender. We kept Rooney from scoring, and I don't see any of the other teams who have a reasonable shot of getting out of the first round as trying to make a statement victory in the first game of the first round.
I agree exactly with what you said, Nathan. I think you're absolutely right on this one.
You're playing the result. Wrong. You guys are playing the result.
We are not playing.
Yes.
No, but we're analyzing it after the fact anyway.
No, you're playing the result. You're saying it's 1-1, so, we really did a great job to get that point. Yeah, it finished 1-1 because England, what I'm saying is, yes, the U.S. has a point. Great, go home, run with it. But my point is, England contributed to the U.S. getting the 1-1 draw more than the U.S. earned it. That's my point.
Okay, well then I would argue that the U.S. contributed to England getting a draw.
Tell me how. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
They let their defense open up on the Steven Gerrard goal. There you go. Of course England contributed. They're both on the field. I'm sending Simon to Topeka to get some education.
Yeah, I got to.
Come on.
He's making my point for me.
How?
England had multiple opportunities to score.
No, it's not what he said.
Yeah, he says the goalkeeper stopped them.
The
goalkeeper stopping them because England had opportunities.
Hang on.
And because we have a good goalkeeper, he stopped them. So is he not going to be part of our team for the rest of the tournament?
That's part of the game is the goalkeeper. That's exactly what Nathan just said. That's part of the team. That's part of the play. That's part of the analysis is what did the goalkeeper do?
Fair enough.
Okay. And then he also said, yes, they had a few more scoring chances than the U.S., but it wasn't as if they were overwhelming. It wasn't 10-1 on scoring chances.
Nathan just said it was 3-1 would have been a fair result. He just admitted it.
Yeah,
but Tim Howard single-handedly stopped it.
Correct.
It's not because the U.S. as a team played this unbelievable soccer that foiled England. That's my only point.
How is Tim Howard not part of that?
Nobody's saying they were unbelievable. They were good. They were good enough to get the result.
So, Cello, what about the center backs? Obviously, there's a big discussion coming into this tournament. What do you think of Demerit and Onyewu? You were a center back yourself, and we were talking the other day actually with Tony Miola, and he was explaining the communication between you and Alexi and Tony and how important that was. But with Demerit and Onyewu not actually playing for 90 minutes for 7 months or something, it's been harder for Howard and Demerit.
Months.
So, what do you think of those two?
You know what? I think that's the end of discussion. I think they did exactly what they needed to. They haven't played for 8 months. They made 1 or 2 mistakes, which when we saw Heskey drop into the middle when Onyewu stepped in, big deal. To me, the biggest concern, I'll say this, I thought that Bocanegra struggled a little bit last night with Lennon, with his pace. I think they got in behind a few times the first half down the right-hand side, the second half down the right-hand side, England's right-hand side, U.S.'s left-hand side.
Yep.
I thought Onyewu looked strong. He looked good in the air. I thought Demerit looked good and strong, and it's going to take time for them to build that chemistry. But I was a little more worried about Boca out on the left-hand side.
Nobody's ripping Maradona. Look, we're going on based on his history.
But it's a circus, my man.
It's a circus.
He's a distraction. Yesterday, when they showed the goal here, when the goal scored by Argentina, all the cameras went to Maradona running down the sideline.
He was.
You can see when he's out there hugging his players. it's about me. And I think eventually these players know that. And to be honest with you, inside, we've got people in there with Yahoo Sports and everybody who's in there listening to people talk. It is ridiculous of some of the things that he's saying. You know, he is such a distraction that eventually he could be the X factor on why Argentina doesn't make it. He knows a professional athlete, but remember, because you're a pro athlete and you are one of the best players in the world, doesn't make you a great coach.